Perfect. If you could let us know what your name and your line of work is, please.
Very good. So my name is Mr Adejumo. I'm a senior consultant with CPCS Transcorp Limited. We're based in Canada. We're a consulting firm and we work across all sectors in the infrastructure space. We do more of transaction advisory as well as project conceptualization, feasibility studies, and financial assessment. In terms of the business opportunity seminar, I think one of the key takeaways for me is the bank's process for recruitment and some of the insight the procurement chief mentioned. I think that's a key takeaway from as we structure our proposals going forward. Also in terms of partnerships, identifying the right partners and meeting some other interested parties here, I think we're valuable addition to attending this seminar. And in terms of feedback, I think there's just two things. One thing perhaps I could have been interested to see is bank current clients both on the project side and perhaps
so the beneficiaries, you mean?
Exactly.
Who we lend to.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that would assist in first of all just networking and knowing what's made them successful to get banks financing for the large consulting work as well. It would be good to see maybe 2 or 3 from each sub-region in Africa. That would assist just in understanding how this consulting firm is successful, what they do, and also the interaction between the bank and the consulting firms or the lenders as well. And that way, participants get a real feel of that interaction with the bank to its clients, and more importantly, what could be done for them to be successful as well. As you say, a lot of people are interested in working with the bank, and so I think that's a real key feedback I would have. Obviously, as a consulting firm, I would like to see more pipeline projects as detailed as possible. For selfish reasons, no doubt. But the more detailed the pipelines are, the better the value add. I mean, we can go back and start thinking through how we can position ourselves. And I think for firms that have made the commitment to come for such seminars, it's just a little bit of pep, for them to take away, just getting insight into the mind of, the bank and what's the next step. I did see some of that, I must say, especially in the energy sector, in the infrastructure sector, in the public space, as well as in the water sector. So the more detailed it could be in an ethical manner, the better.
I understand. But let me ask you this. How do you find out about which projects the bank intends to finance?
Also, right now, what we do is we scan, the DACON. We regularly, scan the GPNs, that's the General Procurement Notice. In some instances where we've worked with the bank before, we have existing relationships. We've had, staff or staff member tell us about, an opportunity that could come up in the future. In some instances, we've worked with public sector clients before, and we know that they are approaching, the bank for funding for a particular, project, and we've, stayed in touch with them as well. And so those are the perhaps more formal ways. If it's possible to have more interaction with the banks to prepare ahead. On DevEx, we use DevEx a lot. There are future opportunities that are released, or early intelligence as they call it, and that helps to just position us in terms of even staffing, getting the required skill set. In some instances, because we are a niche consulting firm, we like to partner, establishing those networks, the partnerships earlier on leads to success. And that's one thing that I, as a consultant, would always be looking out for, just establishing what's the pipeline like, especially for countries that the bank has a big portfolio of projects.
Very good, very good. So I take it from what you said that you found this to be helpful, and that this wasn't your first business opportunity seminar.
It's helpful. This is my own first, but
your own
CPCS
first. Okay.
Transport Limited has attended other business opportunity seminars, and I think we will continue to attend just because we work with the bank and we realize that this opens a very important window to the current thinking of the bank, especially the ongoing restructuring.
Yes.
It's good to know how the bank is positioned. And I take an example for the energy complex itself. Understanding how it's structured, the different components, and the focus of those leaders of each of these components. It's important, and I think that's one takeaway from Wale Chinebare's presentation. We have, and then we can start thinking how can we support each of these institutions as a consultant, either in technical assistance. So that's very important, and understanding who our client is and understanding what their next steps are, or action plans are very, very important for us.
I think it's important because it's not a static organization. It changes, it evolves, and so you need to know essentially what are the doors to knock on.
Absolutely.
And this is the first, the big BOS is the first knock, and then afterwards you're able to open it and deal with the people who will be able the best placed to help you.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we've gone through the I5s before. I've read the strategy document. But that cascades down into action plans.
Absolutely.
And most often than not, those action steps are not as detailed, on the public side. Interactions with the bank staff, helps you to know exactly what the big strategy is in specific steps, specific potential consulting opportunities, and how firms can assist the bank on the recited, and that's very, very good to know.
Very good, very good. Well, listen, I thank you very much for your time. I wish you safe travel back wherever you're off to. And we hope to see you at the next BOS then.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Valerie.
Thank you very much, Jiro.